Sup? I'm reliably informed that I'm terrible at pimping my stuff, so here I am, pimping my stuff. You can buy most of the shit that I make over at post-mort.com. Hope to see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, goyles and boils, let us return to the subject of Ukraine. I didn't think I still had the capacity to be shocked and appalled by certain sectors of political commentary, but I was clearly wrong and had some sort of failure of imagination over just how low some people could go.
Genta 200 superchromatic pedo-sensitive sunglasses to help you develop a relaxed attitude to danger. At the first hint of trouble, they turn totally black, and thus prevent you from seeing anything that might alarm you.
Here we have a bunch of people who, within living memory, were calling sane and necessary public health measures totalitarian fascism, and here they are openly siding with an actual totalitarian fascist.
I always said there was something fundamentally wrong with the universe.
Wear a fucking mask for the sake of people around you, you dick. No, that's fascist socialism and an unendurable restriction on my freedom. Give me convenience or give me death. Maybe, based on history, we should stand together against an authoritarian, racist, fascist expanding his empire into Europe. No, spread my cheeks, Daddy Putin. No need for lube. Let me gobble Lukashenko's bald nutsack while you stab my prostate with your big meaty orthodox traditionalism. Please, Tucker, do not making this weird. Besides people like Tucker Carlson and Nick Cuck for a buck Fuentes, not to mention Candice Putain for Putin, Owens, we have a pretty big conspiracy crowd trying to pretend like this whole war is Sandy Hook all over again, or their deluded version of Sandy Hook all over again.
Pardon my French, fuck those fuckers.
Like you could get a whole maternity hospital full of crisis actors on short notice, including unborn babies who want in on the deal once they're born. I knew that these people had an irrational attachment to the unborn, but expecting a fetus to be a fully realised example of Homo economicus seems to be taking it a bit far for me.
No, please. Put down the jawbone.
Oh, you're just brainwashed by mainstream media. Fuck you, buddy. Ukraine isn't some third world shithole. People there have phones, Instagram, access to the internet. Some of them still do. These aren't strangers. These aren't people we never knew until now. These aren't people who just woke up one morning and decided to make up a war and become propaganda machines in service of it.
Making it up? Why should I want to make anything up? Life's bad enough as it is without wanting to invent any more of it.
These are the wives and family of my friends. This is the guy who made bespoke pagan jewellery for me. This is the dude who comments on that gaming blog that I like. Alright, it's happening. You can't fake that sort of thing. Not on this sort of scale. It's shit. There's no excuse for it, and we have every reason to believe these people, the people we know and that we care about and worry about, when they tell us what's happening, when they show us what's happening, when they record what's happening, when they're there, right there, on the ground, unfiltered, uncensored.
That's no mistake. It's an attack!
There's a lot less reason to believe you, Karen from Wisconsin, who's never left even one part of one state of America, and yet seems confident enough to tell me that the pictures I was sent by friends and acquaintances in Ukraine are photoshopped because of the pixels and having seen some shoops in her time. Raised on a diet of Fox News and InfoWars, you wouldn't know a fact if it painted its bottom blue and danced in front of you singing "Solid Facts Are Here Again."
We don't demand solid facts. What we demand is a total absence of solid facts.
I said this was the closest thing to a just war in nearly a century, and I stand by that. Ukraine was never going to join NATO, at least certainly not in what remains of Putin or Zelensky's lifespans. It's too corrupt, just not as corrupt as Russia. It has too many border disputes. There's no way that it was joining NATO in any reasonable amount of time. And it's a red herring and a piss-poor excuse for Putin to act like a dick. It's not provocation when the nations that did join NATO chose to do so democratically. You know, it really is a peacekeeping alliance, a defensive alliance. And then Putin's actions actually proved there was a point to it all. Resisting Russian belligerence. Does anyone else miss Yeltsin yet? Why is the American right so fixated upon fighting their fever dream version of, quote, left-wing fascism, unquote? Why are they so unable to grapple with an overt, actual fascist?
It gives me a headache just trying to think down to your level.
I mean, I know why the UK isn't coping particularly well with all this. It's because our entire political and economic infrastructure is both literally and figuratively in bed with Russian oligarchs.
Many men, of course, became extremely rich, but this was perfectly natural and nothing to be ashamed of because no one was really poor, at least no one worth speaking of.
But what is America's problem? A lingering desire to be led by a racist, nationalist piece of shit with a loose grip on reality, only this time a somewhat competent one. Is that what it is? A desire for a strongman leader. Look, here is your fucking chance to prove that all that fascism hysteria wasn't just laughable political illiteracy, and to stand up against a fascistic, nationalistic, imperialistic bastard, and you cunts are bottling it.
Staying with you requires a degree of stupidity of which I no longer feel capable.
Like I said, cucks, your excuses don't hold water. Mainstream media has nothing to do with it. You're just gagging for daddy jackboots to give you a fistula. Step the fuck up, cowards. My own dungeon with blackjack and hookers. A very simple and brutal print-and-fold pocket RPG for killing things, taking their stuff, engaging with nonsense, and spending your ill-gotten gains on ale and whores. No copyright or anything. Hack, share, upload. Just link back to me as a courtesy. Available at all the usual places.